Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Snark Bait, Dark Energy Tuesday. I'm Christy.
I'm Sophie, and morning.
Truly, good morning, guys. It's January 9th, 2026. Fresh year, brand new year, as we've talked about many times before. What are you drinking this morning,
I'm
Sophie?
drinking my Jura coffee with some, I think it's Chobani creamer and just the classic Chobani creamer. We love Chobani creamer in this house. So that's what I got going on here. What about you?
I too have Chobani creamer in my fridge. We have the pistachio, I think. I am also drinking my coffee. I was inspired by a TikTok that I saw this morning. You know those like, aesthetic coffee videos?
That are like ASMR where it's like the clinking of like the glass straw in the glass. Yeah.
Yes. So I tried to do that myself. I didn't make a video. It was just I was trying to recreate what I saw on TikTok, and it's actually really freaking good. I
Oh, is it like an
put
iced coffee?
Yes, so I put honey and a little bit of vanilla bean powder
Ooh.
and put in some like whole milk and frothed it up with my electronic frother because I don't when I use the steamer on the Breville, it makes it hot. I pour that into ice and stirred it up.
Yum. That sounds so good.
The key is the vanilla bean powder if you guys don't know. So that's my hack of the day.
Did you only ask me about my coffee so you could talk about yours?
Any excuse to bring up myself.
So you could brag about your fancy vanilla powder? Okay.
Exactly.
Sorry, all I used was frickin' Chobani creamer.
No, Chobani creamer honestly does it. You can have like the nastiest espresso, but as long as you put in a splash of Chobani creamer, it all is well in the world.
Yeah. And it has the reason that we like Chobani. So I grew up with a in like a stevia, sweet and low, diet Coke. What's that called? Aspartame household. Like we
Hmm.
don't care about chemicals, like growing up. And I married into a family where my father-in-law is a gastroenterologist. Henry really cares about, ingredients. And Chobani has actually really good ingredients, you guys, for creamer. So there you go. I don't
Oh,
care. I don't care, but my husband does.
okay. Well, everyone, PSA Chobani, if you're interested in sponsoring the show, we love your product.
Yeah. And I
And
love Chobani flips. Those are like my favorite little snack.
I eat Chobani yogurt every morning when I'm at the office because we have the little tiny, little
Yeah.
yogurt things. I love the black cherry. That's my fave.
Hit us up, Chobani, if you're
We're
listening.
waiting.
We're waiting.
You guys, we are so excited. If you haven't already heard, we're going on tour and we're going to be in LA on May 15th, New York on June 12th, and Chicago on June 14th, x1entertainment.com/snarkbait. We have so many tricks up our sleeve. We have been planning. We have bi-weekly calls now to figure out, logistically what we're going to do. There's some meet and greet tickets, some VIP tickets. You'll see everything like the tiers of the ticket pricing on x1entertainment.com/snarkbait. But needless to say, this is our first go at it, and you could see us freaking bring the house down. We're gonna like the
Yep.
entire stadium theater will be
The
shaking.
stadium. If you guys haven't heard, the venue is actually MetLife Stadium. No, I'm just kidding.
It is. They asked us and we had to turn it down. No, the venues are going to be intimate enough where you guys are going to feel like you're just hanging out with your friends. I mean,
Yeah.
listen, we're not selling out like 500 people stadium, so it's going to be an intimate setting.
Yet.
Manifest that. What are you
Like,
most excited about, by the way?
what if we did sell out MetLife Stadium? Can you imagine? Um, oh my God, I am so excited for all of you guys know that we have a few enemies of the pod
EOTP?
and EOTP, and there are going to be some funny EOTP moments. So I am very excited for that. I feel like we just have so many inside jokes with the baby snarks, and that's what these shows will be about, honestly. But even if your friend who you're bringing or your boyfriend or whoever it is isn't in on the joke, they'll still have fun. I promise.
Oh yeah, and I've been getting a lot of DMs from people saying I'm nervous to go alone. You should not be nervous to go alone because there's a lot of baby snarks that listen to us and we're kind of like their dirtiest secret.
Hmm.
And you, along with so many other baby snarks, you can keep your dirty secret within yourselves and you don't have to embarrass yourself by telling your friends that you listen to Dumb and Dumber here.
Dumb and Dumber. Um, yeah, we hope to see you guys there. We're so freaking excited. It's going to be so much fun. Speaking of Dumb and Dumber, we need to talk about the elephant in the room, Nick and Natalie. And we're talking, of course, about Nick Viall, speaking of enemies of the pod, and his child bride, Natalie Joy.
My blood is already boiling, but yes, please, please take us through because
Okay.
oh my God, there are so many things I have on my mind about this. And many people
Yeah.
did DM us asking us to talk about it. So
Yeah. So it's been, I'm sure you have noticed that we've talked about Nick and Natalie a lot recently, even more than usual. It's because they keep saying insane things on their podcast. It never ends with these two. So their latest controversy is they were interviewing Austen Kroll, who, if you know anything about Southern Charm, you know that Austen's older sister, Kyle, tragically passed away during a family hiking trip when she fell off a cliff. Absolutely tragic, obviously. And he's told the story on Southern Charm. He was there. It was extremely traumatic. Um, there's not much else to say other than it was an extremely traumatic moment for him, obviously, and his family. And he says that his little sister kind of saved their family when she was born. Uh, in any case, the way that Natalie approached this topic with Austen was jaw dropping. My jaw was on the floor, and I listened to the podcast. I actually fucking listened to the Viall files to see if it was actually that bad, and it's even worse than you think.
oh no.
Uh, yeah. So basically, they're talking about Southern Charm, having a light-hearted conversation. Natalie goes, "So wait, like I just to change the subject really fast. I didn't know that your sister passed away at 9." And Austen goes, "Oh wow, we're really." You could tell that he was really uncomfortable. His leg, if you watch the video, his leg is shaking
Shaking.
uncontrollably. You could tell he's so uncomfortable. And the questions that she asks, she says something like, "So like what was this cliff?"
And just to be clear, that's exactly how she
That's
said it
exactly
too.
like she was gossiping.
Yes.
And this is what happens. And she asked, Austen, were you there? If you watched Southern Charm or did your research, you would know that he was there, Natalie. Like, it was just so insensitive and insane. And you could tell he was so fucking uncomfortable. And this is what happens when you give a child who is unqualified, and she's 27, by the way, not to like make excuses for her. This is just who she is at this point. I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, her frontal lobe isn't developed. No, this is just who she is. And this is what happens when you give someone a platform who has no interview experience, no qualifications, no media training. What does anyone expect? You can even see that Nick was like side-eyeing her. But did you also catch that Nick says after Austen talks about, Katie saved our family, he's like, you know what? I am just really lucky to say that there was nothing that tragic that has ever happened to me. Did you see that part?
No, I didn't. And now my blood is boiling even more. I now may hate Natalie more than I hate her husband, which is a tall order. The exploitative nature at which she was asking these questions. And I feel like at some point, when you, again, I talk about this all the time when it pertains to Call Her Daddy versus Zane Lowe or Diane Sawyer. To be an interviewer, it's a provocateur. It's to make someone feel disarmed enough to them wanting to
Mm-hmm.
share their emotions and experiences in a way that isn't just prompted. Like it naturally falls into this flow. And if the interview went there, then it went there. But the
Yeah.
fact that she asked this question, I think like an estimated 20 minutes into the interview
It
was
was
so
less than that. I want to say that it was like 10 minutes into the interview. It was so out of left field and inappropriate.
so inappropriate, and it just shows you that they do not care about anyone's emotions. They have no emotional intelligence, no
Hmm.
EQ, probably low IQ as well. They just want to get that click. And I think that they probably thought, oh, we can clickbait this into getting people to listen to the episode because you want like viral moments when you're interviewing people. Maybe
Yeah.
she thought that this was it. Unbeknownst to her, he's talked about this, like you said, many a time on many a
Yeah.
season on Southern Charm. What else is there to rehash? We
Right.
know exactly what happened. And she even went so far as to ask, what cliff? And she kind of had this smirk.
Yeah. She was like, what was this cliff?
And he literally just completely skirted the question. I thought it was such a
Yeah.
brilliant way to respond. He said,
Yes.
I don't even want to give that town attention. I don't even want to speak the name of the town's,
Yeah.
the
He
name
was
of the
like, it
town.
doesn't matter. He was like, it doesn't matter what this town is. It was destroyed in a hurricane. He said, no love lost. And yeah, I think he handled it really well. And it's really hard to make the Bravo audience empathize with Austin Kroll. And they somehow did the impossible. And
Yes.
this is, like I said, this is kind of like their third scandal in a matter of weeks. Four, if you count the airplane incident where they berated another passenger
To
for
switch.
not switching seats with them. Uh, but we had the Whitney Levitt mom shaming. We had Natalie, we just talked about this last week, shit talking Nick's family on the podcast for wanting to go to church on Christmas morning. And now this. Like, Natalie, I wonder if Nick is starting to realize that Natalie is a liability for his show. And I see so many comments of people that actually used to be Viall Files listeners being like, I am fucking done with this show officially. Like, I cannot do Natalie anymore.
Right. Um, what was I gonna say? The Oh, speaking of people in the Bravo audience like clapping back and at Nick and Natalie, even Bravo celebrities are
Yeah.
commenting. I saw a comment from Janet saying,
Hmm.
this is in poor taste, even for you guys. There was a post on Instagram, like a static post, shaming Natalie for what she said. Paige and Cam from like the earlier seasons of Southern Charm both liked it. Rodrigo said that Natalie was a quote POS. People are
Yeah.
weighing in and they're infuriated, rightfully so.
Hmm.
I, do you know what the unfortunate thing is about this scandal? I genuinely don't think it's going to do anything to their show. It's actually going to probably promote it even more.
You're probably right, unfortunately. This does seem like one of the bigger scandals that has happened, and that people are really, really, really mad at them. And the thing about Nick and Natalie that makes them even more infuriating is that they never apologize for anything or take accountability ever. And I'm wondering if this is one of the times where they will have to. They will have no choice. Natalie was noticeably absent from Thursday, January 8th episode, and she posted about, oh, we're all down with the stomach flu. She is always conveniently sick when a controversy
Mm.
happens.
Yeah.
Always, always. So I highly doubt that they will take accountability, but part of me hopes that they are forced to.
I hope that this kind of results in a coup of Bravo celebrities and reality stars in general to not go on the Viall Files. The
Yeah.
reason that their show is so successful is because they grab the hottest reality TV stars at the moment. And people often will tune in, not for the Ask Nick advice, though I'm sure, I mean, the numbers prove otherwise. You guys know what I mean, though. People are tuning in to listen to the reality star that they're
Yeah.
interested in hearing from. They're not interested in hearing from Natalie and Nick. I would say the majority of the listeners. And at this point, I'm like, we just need to boycott it and we need to find another avenue or podcast. Shit, I'll take Alex Cooper at this point. Go and call her daddy. Do you know what I
You know
mean?
who? Yeah, I completely agree. And I hope that this is a wake up call for Bravo celebrities to stop fucking going on that show. Go on So Bad It's Good with Ryan Bailey. If you're a Bravo celebrity listening to this, he does amazing interviews with Bravo celebrities and directors and interesting people. I know, trigger warning, Ryan Bailey, but that I feel like go on So Bad It's Good instead. Seriously, there are so many other shows to go on that do actually really professional interviews.
And he's a seasoned podcaster, a seasoned
Yeah.
interviewer. He's like studied this.
Yeah.
Go to someone who can actually ask, again, the provocative, disarming questions where you feel comfortable
Yeah.
to answer these questions versus being pushed into a corner saying, how did your sister die?
And it's like they just are not able to read people's emotions. I think even like Nick was like, Natalie, I can see, or Natalie, do you know that one time he posted a picture of Natalie? I think it was when they were filming their new Netflix show that they're hosting called Age of Attraction, and they're filming it in Vancouver, and he posted a picture of Natalie and he goes, "My wife is Star." And so now I always go, my wife is Star. I'm like, Henry, your wife is Star. Like, I love saying it. And he pronounces Natalie's name Natalie. Sorry,
Naally.
that's really petty. But I think that even in that moment, he was like, Natalie, what are you doing? You could tell that like she just was not It doesn't seem like she has empathy at all. And this goes back to the fact that they do not ever take accountability. And did you see that cameo? I think we posted on our Instagram of him talking to a cancer survivor. And it's
Yes.
been making the rounds where he goes, "Hey, congrats on surviving cancer. I have a cold right now." Um, wow. So you're cancer. Here I am complaining about a cold. Yeah, that's awesome. What is there to even say? You survived cancer. I have a cold.
Uh, okay. I'm not trying to say that that's sometimes when people are doing, what am I trying to say? When you're doing a cameo, sometimes you may be at a loss of words and you're kind of just like spewing shit at the top of your head. The Natalie thing actually shows me that like you said, she has no empathy. Like that to
Mhm.
me is it's beyond just putting your foot in your mouth. You were actually continuing to press on someone that was clearly physically uncomfortable by
Mhm.
the way that his leg was shaking. He was kind of fidgeting. It was very clear he did not want to talk about it, and she kept asking more questions. And it makes me wonder, like, what is that disorder in the brain? What are you
Yes,
missing?
sociopath.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, like, people pointed out that Natalie is someone that's been open about experiencing losses. They've tragically experienced some pregnancy losses in the past year, and people are like, imagine someone saying, "So, what was that all about? About her losses?"
Where
It's
were
just no one would
you,
like, yeah.
Natalie?
Where were you? What was this cliff? It's insane. And another interesting thing. So I listened to the entire podcast, suffered through it. Austen comes across really well. Um, like you guys know, I feel like Christy and I both kind of like have a little bit of a soft spot for Austen because I feel like he's like the best out of the big three on Southern Charm. Honestly, I think that he's like relatively harmless. He's a fuckboy, obviously, but overall, like relatively harmless. Uh, so it had some good tidbits about Austen. Something I thought was interesting. They were talking about Taylor and Green and asking about where Austen stands with her, and he said, like, I think it was really disarming the way that the audience, she's a nice girl, and the audience just did not like her and
Yeah.
did not react well to her. And then Nick goes, when they've had Taylor on the show, I guess, so they were like, we're big fans of Taylor over here. And Nick was like, when you're a pretty girl on the internet, people just, it's really hard. Like, people just go after you. The amount of times that I have to apologize to Natalie for the way people speak about her on the internet and speak to her on the internet. I thought that was so interesting. And he's not wrong that the internet is misogynistic, obviously. Nick is like the most misogynistic person alive. But it was the fact that he was like, yeah, like I'm always apologizing to Natalie because people are so mean to her. And it's like Natalie gets flack because she's a piece of shit. It's not because she's a pretty girl. Like, she's a fucking piece of shit. It doesn't matter what she looks like.
Yeah, and I would argue to say that it's not even about attraction and people tearing you down in the comments. People just tear women down, period. I mean, I think of it's a pretty privilege, right? The prettier you are, the more followers you will garner, the more brand deals you will likely get, the more fans you will have. I would say someone like Vanita, who's a person of color, she doesn't have as many followers. People hate on her when she said the thing about Molly's labioplasty, and she really didn't get any. Um, I don't know. She didn't get any. What's the word I'm trying to say?
Like flack
Sympathy.
from the, oh, sympathy.
Like, yeah, people were not willing to let her live after that. They were like, "Well, Vanita sucks," and how could she say that about Molly?
Yeah, I mean, you could argue that it's harder out there. And I think obviously all of the women on Southern Charm are conventionally attractive. Vanita's stunning. All of the girls on Southern Charm are conventionally attractive. You could argue that it's harder for women on the internet or in the public sphere that are not conventionally
Yeah,
attractive because
right.
either way, misogynists are going to tear into women either way. But yeah, I just thought that was like such a funny thing to say that he's like always apologizing to Natalie, like poor Natalie.
When you're the
No,
one who's literally
Natalie's a fucking piece of shit. She's the one that like antagonizes people and says horrible things on her show, but never takes any accountability. Why are you apologizing to Natalie? Natalie should be apologizing to us.
Do you think that by the time this comes out, the tides may change? Do you think she will take accountability for this, considering that this is, like you said, the biggest scandal? I feel like
Yeah.
more likely than not, she will not.
I feel like she will not. I actually made a bet. Speaking of trigger warning, Ryan Bailey, when the mom shaming thing happened with Whitney Levitt, he was like, they're going to apologize, obviously. And I was like, you don't know Nick and Natalie like I know them. They are not. And they didn't. They did not apologize.
Yeah.
So trigger warning, Ryan Bailey owes me. Um, yeah, I highly doubt they will, but there is a chance that they will be put into a corner and I don't know the powers that be or the higher ups that oversee the Viall files because I know that he owns his podcast network. But there has to be someone that's like, you guys need to finally take accountability. This is the biggest mess that you have found yourselves in.
Right.
It's time. I just thought
Yeah.
it was so interesting that like every time a scandal happens, Natalie is mysteriously sick. She has
Above
the
all,
stomach flu.
Above all else, I think if they do acknowledge it, it's going to be some kind of written statement. It won't be them talking to the camera saying, listen, we hear your guys' feedback. We understand this was in poor taste. We've done some reflection. We've apologized to Austen personally. Like, I don't think they would do that and acknowledge it on camera. They would just write some static Instagram post and post it on their stories.
It's gonna sound like they have a gun to their head.
Yeah,
Like
and it's not
it's
them who
gonna
wrote it.
sound like a hostage video.
A lot. Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher.
No, literally.
That weird hostage video in their barn.
Yeah. Like it's not going to be because they want to or they're earnestly sorry. They don't care that they offended people ever.
No.
And a lot of people are like, do they do this on purpose because of like rage bait and clicks? I genuinely think that they're just awful people and I don't think they're smart enough for that.
Yeah. I think what plagues me the most is the fact that with Scandal comes more downloads. Like the fact that you listened to it because you wanted to hear it for the show, which I understand.
Yeah.
More Scandal will breed more downloads and more money for them. I have zero doubt this is actually going to just escalate their show into like more notoriety and popularity.
I
Unfortunately,
don't
that's just
know.
how it works.
You're probably right, but part of me hopes it's not right because I've seen so many people say this was the last straw for me. Like so many people are actually fucking mad about this. And yeah,
Yeah.
like, you know, I listen to like actually hear it for myself, but am I going to listen to tomorrow's episode or listen to the Viall Files ever again? No.
Right.
Like, so I really hope that this is a wake up call for people. And people are like, I am fucking done. I've seen so many comments. This is the first time I've actually seen like hundreds of comments saying that. So
Right.
hopefully people stick to it because those people do not deserve clicks, attention, anything. They're fucking awful.
The reason I think their show is so successful, by the way, before we just, you know, go in a different direction, I think they just have really good marketing too. Whoever is doing their social media and the
Yeah.
teasers for every episode is fantastic. I think that that sometimes grabs me and I'm like, shit, should I listen to this episode? But let's do us all a favor in 2026. Do not listen to the Viall Files, please. Head over to Ryan Bailey or continue listening to Snark Bait or
Yeah.
literally any other show but theirs, please. Let's
Yeah.
get Nick Viall off our fucking phones.
Yeah. I agree that their social videos are always like going deeper and they're always
Yeah,
like so dramatic.
it's like dun, it's
And
like a horror movie.
yeah. Yeah.
Dun.
They're always like prolific with the amount of like reels and TikTok. So yeah, they're doing a good job with social, but that's about it. That's the only
Yeah,
thing they do a good job at.
right. I will give credit where credit's due, but other than that, do
And
not
you know
listen.
they're not making those videos. They have like a social editor. So
Of course, yeah. You guys know by now, one of my favorite ways to unwind is to make a TV dinner, put on a disturbing documentary, and take an edible. And my current favorites are Lumi gummies. Lumi gummies make me feel just right, relaxed and a little giggly if I'm in a sativa mood. And the best part is Lumi gummies are designed specifically to make you feel good, not too stoned. And when I need help sleeping, I've tried so many different sleep aids to mix results. Then I tried Lumi Gummies Indica Plum Berry Runts. Just one 5 milligram gummy an hour before bed, I'm out like a light. And I wake up super well rested and without any grogginess. Whether you're looking for an end of day de stressor, a midday mood boost, or help getting the best sleep ever, Lumi Gummies has a strain that's exactly what you're looking for. Lumi Gummies are available nationwide. Go to lumigummies.com. That's Lumigummies.com and use code SNARK for 30% off your order. Again, that's Lumigummies.com. Code SNARK. Lumigummies.com. Code SNARK.
We've said it a million times. We are not the best cooks, but nothing hits like home cooking. And one of my resolutions is to spend less money on eating out in 2026. And thank God for HelloFresh because it literally would not be possible without them. HelloFresh makes it so easy with meals that are quick, delicious, and simple to make on a busy weeknight. With bigger portions than ever, by the way, they have over 100 plus meal options to choose from Mediterranean diet options to GLP-1 friendly ones to steak, seafood, and fresh seasonal produce, all made made from wholesome ingredients. I'm finally a home cook, you guys, and it feels amazing, let me tell you. Go to HelloFresh.com/snark10FM to get 10 free meals plus a free Zwilling knife, which, by the way, is a $144.99 value on your third box. Offer valid while supplies last. Free meals applied as discount on first box. New subscribers only, varies by plan.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of drama on the internet, we talked about Ashley Tisdale's The Cut article about her moving away from her toxic mom group. It appears the situation has now escalated. There has
Yeah.
been many people weighing in on this conversation, most notably Matthew Coma, who is Hilary Duff's husband. And I was you and I were freaking out when we saw this Matthew Coma post. We're
Yeah.
like, "Oh my God, he's talking about it. He's trolling Ashley." He basically put his face on her body and then titled it something to the effect of, "When you're the most self-absorbed, tone-deaf person and you don't want to, your friends don't want to hang out with you anymore." Like he called her out.
He copied
And
her pose. I think this is his body. He just copied her pose exactly in her outfit.
and like as like detailed to the watch that she was wearing. Like it was
Yeah.
so perfect. And I was kind of here for it, for this level of petty. And I was talking with Kelly from Laguna Beach, and she and I were texting, and she's like, "Christy, if you hate Chase Stokes, you need to hate on Matthew Coma because this man is the thirstiest man alive."
Wait,
And,
really?
and so I kind of went back in my brain and I was thinking, you know what? He often is kind of fighting his wife's battles for her, which I'm not against. Like, I love that he's supporting her and he's trolling people that are hating on his wife. I had to go back into my brain and online to figure out what else has he done. And for example, this was a couple of years ago. He posted a picture of him and Hillary, and it's like an e-news screenshot of them in the ocean. And the caption reads, "This Valentine's Day, I'd like to thank all of the brave men who saved my wife from dangerous oceans over the years. You don't go unnoticed, and your fearlessness is celebrated in our home every day. Orange heart." It's kind of giving a bit of Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively when he would troll her on the internet, right? That's just one
Yeah,
example.
it's kind of annoying.
Yes, that's just one example. There was another one where Hilary Duff posted a picture of Matthew Coma. This is actually kind of funny. In their home, he looks super disheveled. He's wearing this like ratty t-shirt. His nipple is showing, and she writes on the caption, "Pretty cool that you're still wearing your shirt that you performed in yesterday at Sweaty Lollapalooza and you flew home in and you're well into this day. Also having a pretty intense nip slip right now." And then he clapped back at her and goes, "You had sex with me in this shirt. What's that say about you?" And this is two of many troll moments that he does on Instagram. And now I'm kind of thinking, in the context of this Cut article, is Matthew Coma kind of like Chase Stokes? And do I need to hate him too?
Is Matthew Coma the problem?
No, like seriously, I'm like, okay,
I'm obviously team Hillary and by proxy
Mandy,
her husband.
yes.
Yeah. Uh but yeah, that's annoying behavior. I would be really annoyed if my husband was like, "You had sex with me in this shirt." Like, ew.
Yeah, like we all know you're having sex. You have 3 kids, like relax or whatever, 2 kids. And then I kind of dug a little deeper. So you know how we talked about Haley and Hillary's divide?
Yes.
If you guys are familiar, they have had some kind of fight and they
Yeah.
don't follow they
Falling
don't like
out.
yeah, they do not engage with one another on Instagram. They seemingly are not talking. And I read a couple of reasons for this. One, I think I talked about last week, the political beliefs. But I read something else on the internet that Matthew Coma could actually be the reason why Haley and Hillary are not talking.
Wait, what does that line up timing wise? When did Hillary and Matthew
They started,
start?
so they actually knew each other because he produced her Breathe In, Breathe Out album back in like I think 2012. They were just
Wow.
friends, and then they reconciled like I think 2019 and got married like shortly after and have had many children together. So they've been friends for a very long time. Then they got into a romantic relationship like a decade
Hmm.
after. So I don't know when this divide happened, but and I don't know which is true. I think we need to really do a deep dive on this on maybe on Patreon of the Haley and Hillary dynamic because at one point they were super close. They wrote
Hmm.
songs and sang songs together. They were on tour
Yeah.
together, Material Girls, but they're clearly not cool. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because Haley Duff liked that Cut article of
Hmm.
Ashley Tisdale talking about her toxic mom group. So it's clearly Haley siding with the
Yep.
op, with her sister's op, which is messy as
Yep.
hell. And I read another thing about why Ashley Tisdale was no longer friends with this group. So, in January of 2025, when the Palisades and Altadena fires happened in LA, of course, we all remember that. Mandy Moore lost her home in that fire. And I don't know if this is in fact
Mhm.
true. I saw this on Reddit. Take it with a grain of salt. I don't know if her home was actually burned. Regardless, the carcinogens were so toxic in her neighborhood that she couldn't move back. It was uninhabitable.
Oh,
Regardless, the house is no longer there for her to
yeah.
inhabit. And Hillary was so sweet to offer her home to Mandy and her family during that time.
Oh my God, I love their friendship.
Really sweet. And I think this was kind of during the time when Mandy had posted a GoFundMe on behalf of maybe her or family members. And
Yeah.
people were kind of shaming Mandy, saying, "You're a celebrity. How dare you ask for a
Yeah, it
GoFundMe?"
was so stupid.
Yeah. And in my opinion, I'm like, well, you don't know people's finances. Like, she could have many mortgages.
Right.
She has a kid.
Her house was
Right.
uninhabitable.
Right. So I don't know. I don't like that. I think it's different when
Yeah.
people are shaming Kylie Jenner for asking for funds for her makeup artist like
Oh my God,
funeral.
yeah.
That's different.
When the goal is like $5,000.
Yes, but I think obviously when you lose a home, that's a different level
Yes.
of loss.
Absolutely. And Mandy Moore
Yes.
isn't Kylie Jenner. Like,
Right. Right. You'd be surprised how much celebrities' paychecks go to their team, like lawyers,
yeah, totally.
PRs, mortgages. Their mortgages are probably super high. Like I do not blame Mandy for doing this at all. But in any case, when Mandy lost her home, I guess Ashley Tisdale allegedly purchased a home around the same time of the fires. So while people were losing their homes and trying to scramble to find homes to live in, Ashley Tisdale was talking about her new home and how she was frustrated with
Ugh.
her contractors because the contractors weren't showing up on time. So I guess at this time it kind of lit a fuse within this toxic mom group because Ashley was talking about first world problems and people literally didn't have homes to reside in. So I think that may allegedly had been an impetus to this whole feud.
Oh, I would absolutely. That is something that I actually would be like, okay, you can go. You don't need to be in this friend group anymore.
And
Because it's
apparently,
just a lack of, sensitivity and awareness of what other
right,
people are going through.
right. It's like we can be happy for your house and your renovations.
Yeah.
That's all well and good, but let's be happy for you maybe in like 6 months after we've gotten
Yes.
ourselves into like placed.
Yep.
So understand the frustration that I think the tone deafness, that's maybe what Matthew Coma was referring to. But apparently, Ashley Tisdale, again, this is all alleged, in the toxic mom group text, she left the chat and she made it very clear she was unhappy with the women in that chat. And so when you make such a insane move like that, leaving a chat and making it known this is no longer for me,
Hmm.
you're kind of asking for drama. I've been in like a couple of group chats and there's dynamics within the group. We've talked about this before, but when you explicitly tell everyone, I'm leaving this is no longer serving me, and you exit, that will cause side conversations and
Yes.
drama, regardless. Doesn't
Yes.
matter if you're a non drama or you're not a dramatic person, this will cause conversations and drama behind the scenes. And Ashley Tisdale knew what she was doing. Furthermore, she did this cut article, further like airing out all of the dirty laundry. She's creating this mess, and now her publicist is saying, I want to make it clear that Hillary and Mandy are not the toxic moms that Ashley was
Backtracking.
referring to. Right. It's
Backtracking.
like, give me a break. You knew what you were doing when you released this article, and now people are saying that Ashley Tisdale specifically said there was one person in that mom group that she did not like, and people think that she's talking about Megan Trainor. That's completely unsubstantiated. Who knows? But I think the moral of the story, Ashley Tisdale has been messy from day one. And I think she exacerbated the entire situation by going public about this.
Hmm.
And now she's trying to backtrack it by saying, no, I'm not talking about your favorite celebrities, Mandy Moore and Hilary Duff,
Because
when in fact
she's
you knew what you were
getting,
doing.
yes, and she's getting backlash. Maybe she thought that she would get a bunch of sympathy. People are
Yeah.
like, no, you're actually the problem. And also, like, normal, relevant celebrities would never, like, run to the press about something like this.
No.
It's the fact that she needs attention.
Right. And
Because what else is she doing?
I
No
want to hear
offense.
from Vanessa Hudgens. Okay.
Vanessa Hudgens, we're here.
And we're
We're
listening.
listening. Please come on the pod. Okay, thank you for that little like deep dive.
I'm getting like,
That was really interesting. I feel like
yeah.
we definitely needed like a dedicated Patreon episode about this. Um, okay, I want to circle back to Bravo really fast. Kyle Cooke is going on tour, on a DJ tour. We're not the only ones going on tour in 2026. Kyle Cooke announced that he is going on how many cities is this?
It's I would say it's maybe 12, 14.
It's taking me a really long time yeah, it's something like 12. I'm like trying to count. I'm like, it's taking
That's
too
a
long.
lot. That's a
Like a
lot.
12 city tour, and it's called the Let Him Cook tour. If this isn't a impending divorcee, I don't know what is.
the moment you texted that to the Snark Bait group chat, you said, "Yeah, they're done." I couldn't agree more.
They're
This
so
is
done.
this has been such a contentious point in Amanda and Kyle's relationship. Amanda continuously says, "All you do is party, and you chose one other job that encourages the partying and staying up late."
Yep. Yep. Also, like, this does not bode well for Loverboy, in my opinion. Like, Loverboy is clearly not doing well. I think that he's fully pivoting career-wise into DJing. And also the photo. Okay, the photo. What is this photo?
Why does he kind of look like Diplo, dare I say? Why is he
Oh my
looking
God.
so like airbrushed and tan?
I don't know. He's like hunched over in a hoodie. Like, it's just, there's no way him and Amanda are still together. I'm sorry. There's no way.
Right.
I know a lot of
I
people are like, they're just like drumming up drama for the show, which is probably true in some ways. Like they're not coming out and saying it because they're saving it for the show. But I think they're 100% separated or separating.
agreed. And we're actually going to be doing a live chat for the Summer House season premiere on our Patreon. We've done this a couple times. I think
So fun.
I think this was our first Patreon live chat for a show that we watched in real time. It's going to be on, sorry, I'm looking at okay, February 3rd on Tuesday, 8 p.m. Pacific and Central. So you actually have to wait if you're in Pacific, but we will watch it on live Eastern time. If you guys want to do that, it's for business runners
Mhm.
only, patreon.com/snarkbaypod. But I am so freaking excited to watch Summer House this season. I'm anxiously
Me
waiting.
too. Me too. I think it's going to be really fun. And should we tell them who our Thursday subject is?
Oh, yes, yes,
We've recorded, okay, our episode for Thursday ended up being like one of our longest episodes ever. We just completely lost track of time because we were going over everything from Carl Radke's book. So, Carl Radke is our Thursday subject. There is a lot to unpack there. So, stay tuned for that. I want to stay on the topic of like reality stars. Did you get a chance, Christy, to watch the Traitors
No,
premiere?
I am so excited. I cannot wait. That's gonna be my treat tonight. But no, tell me, what did you think of the
Okay.
this episode?
I mean, it's great. Like it's the like the formula works. There's like a little bit of a different twist this season in that spoiler alert. And I know by the time you guys are listening on Thursday, hopefully you guys have all watched already. I've
Tuesday.
watched two and a half of the three episodes that have dropped. But there's a secret. What did I say?
You said
Did I,
Thursday. No, but I was gonna say by the time you guys are listening to this on Tuesday, it's
on Tuesday,
yeah.
the Traitors airs on Thursday. Sorry. So there's a little bit of a twist in that there's a secret traitor that the viewers don't know about and the other traders don't know about. So for the first time, you're kind of like, wait, there's a traitor that I don't know who a traitor is. And you can see that even the traders are like, who is this other traitor?
What?
Like
So I
usually
have
the
chills. I have
usually the
chills.
traders know everything and
Yeah.
they have that, obviously that advantage. But I'm just gonna spoil it. I'm sorry. Hopefully you guys have watched by now. There are two housewives traders. Lisa, Lisa Rinna, in trigger warning Ryan Bailey's words, Lisa Rinna. And then Candace from Real Housewives of Potomac. And I'm just gonna put it out there. I think Lisa Rinna is honestly a perfect trader choice. She is so
Dude, yes.
she is so
So,
funny.
and she's theatrical, she's dramatic.
Yes,
Oh my God,
yes.
she's perfect.
Candace is not gonna make it far. I'm calling it now. Like she is such a bad actress. I feel like she's just not good at being a traitor. And I honestly wish that Candace was a faithful because I think that she has such I know you don't watch Real Houses of Potomac. Candace is known for having like the most cutting insults and just being so funny and cutting. And I would love to see her at a round table, like back against the wall or like trying to suss out the traitors. And instead it's like
Yeah.
if she's in control, she's like yeah, guys, I just think it's really crazy that Donna, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, I want Candace's claws to come out. And when you're a traitor, you have to play it safer. But I think that she's
Right.
just a bad actress and it's not like I feel like she's going to have a target on her back very soon. And then the other traitor is Rob
Oh
Roush
my God,
from
I'm
Love Island.
so excited for Rob Roth. Yeah, he's the
You,
hottest.
Christy,
He's so hot.
you're blushing.
No, I love him. Like,
The way that
love
Christy
him.
just like blushed, I've never seen that before. That was so crazy.
He's
I
so
I
cute.
didn't watch Love Island, so this is my first introduction to him, and he's a cutie.
No, I mean
He's he's
his personality is horrible, but he's very nice to look at.
he like catches, hunts snakes. That's like his whole personality is like
Yes.
snakes.
No, he's weird. Like he's a weird
Yeah, he's
guy.
weird. So like The Traitors is the only show where we'll get to watch him and Lisa Rinna interact.
Dude, fuck yeah.
Um,
I seriously have the
it's so
chills right now.
it's so good, you guys. Michael Rappaport is so fucking annoying already. Colton Underwood, why are you there?
I forgot that he was casted. This
Yeah,
again brings me back, boiling my blood. All these weird
yeah.
bachelor people, Nick Viall, Colton Underwood, shoo, go
Shoot,
away.
go away. I think that Michael Rappaport is going to be gone soon, hopefully. He is so loud and annoying, and you can tell the rest of the faithfuls hate him. So I think that he is going to be not long for this world. And Colton is already getting like way too much screen time. I want Colton gone also. But overall, I think that it is shaping up to be another successful, amazing season of The Traitors. I don't want to spoil too much, but I just wanted to touch on that.
Is Colton a daddy now? Did I make that up?
He is. He remember we did an episode on him and he has I think he's married.
Yeah,
He's
he is.
married
To
and
this
he
guy named
has a
Jordan.
child.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um
Oh, okay.
let me yeah, they have a child.
Gotcha. Okay, well, good for
Okay.
him.
Okay. Sure.
But I don't want you off my screens. Just
He's a
raise,
stalker.
no,
Let's.
he,
Why are we forgetting that he's a fucking stalker?
no,
He put
he
a
like,
tracking device on someone's car, on
right,
his
like,
ex-girlfriend's car.
you know how we always said, like, you stalked my whole life on the boardwalk. Like, you're, no, no, no. Like, he literally stalked someone.
He
It's not
literally
funny.
did. He literally did. Okay. I want to quickly talk about Real Houses of Salt Lake City, the finale. I know that you don't watch Salt Lake City, but I'm so fucking sick of Heather Gay. And Heather Gay and Whitney Rose have done nothing this season except bully other people, especially Meredith. And the thing about Heather is that and we talked about this when we did our Andy Cohen episode a couple weeks ago, how Leah McSweeney was like a fan favorite her first season, and then it
Right.
kind of went to her head. And the same thing happened to Heather Gay, I think. Heather Gay had an amazing first season. She was like the people's housewife because she was kind of like this, not like the most beautiful or glamorous housewife. She kind of was just like a regular lady, honestly. And that's just, I'm sorry, does that sound mean?
No, no, no. I mean, I think
Okay.
some people just have kind of like off
Regular,
seasons. Regular.
she has regular energy. She's
Yeah.
just she's regular.
And
But it's
yeah,
so
that's
gone
fine
to
in
her
real
head.
life, but not on the Housewives.
She thinks she is the judge and jury of the Real Houses of Salt Lake City. It is so fucking annoying because she brings nothing to the table anymore. Nothing. She hasn't had one storyline of her own. It's always her bullying other people and thinking that she is the arbiter of truth and justice. It's so fucking annoying. And basically, Heather and Whitney, they're in Santorini, Greece for the finale. And they're ganging up on Meredith, saying that Meredith they're kind of trying to make the storyline happen that Meredith is a pill popper and an alcoholic.
Oh my
And this
God.
is something that has kind of been, these accusations have been lobbed at Meredith by both the other housewives and the viewership for a long time now. It's because she like slurs her words a lot. And there are moments where
Mm.
you're like, yeah, she might be
Giving
popping
like
pills.
Kelly Teller energy a bit.
Sure, sure. Kelly
She's always just like,
By the way, there's a Love Island contestant named Maura on she's Irish and she
yes,
kind of looks like Kelly Teller.
she does. She is kind of, she was a contestant and she was in a little bit of a host capacity as well on Love Island.
Yeah, she is on the Traitors this season. Okay, sorry. So anyway, they are accusing Meredith of having addiction issues or whatever you want to call it. But this isn't how if you were genuinely worried about Meredith, that's the thing. It's like, maybe this is real. Maybe this is a situation where they're genuinely concerned for her. if they were genuinely concerned for her, this is not how to approach it. On national TV, making her feel ganged up on, making her feel attacked, making her go into defense mode because you're literally attacking her. Like, this is not like they're acting like it's coming from a place of like caring about her and worrying about her. Like, this is not how you approach it, if that's the case. Also, when Heather is attacking Meredith over it, Heather is blackout fucking drunk. She's slurring her words and she sounds wasted. And Monica Garcia, a former housewife, if you guys
Yeah.
remember, of Reality Von Tease,
Receipts,
Monica
timeline.
posted something about, everyone's accusing Meredith of having a drinking problem, but she's not the one that got so fucking drunk she had to get her stomach pumped one night when we were filming and then made the producers swear to secrecy. And
Oh,
she said, not Whitney. So she was like, not Whitney, which
oh,
certainly implies that it is Heather. Like everyone was like,
oh.
it's definitely Heather. Like we saw an episode of Real Houses of Salt Lake City where Heather is puking and like maybe peeing herself on the Sprinter van for being so drunk. Like Heather herself clearly has, I
Yeah,
mean, I don't want to speculate and tell someone that they have a drinking problem, but like it's not like Heather is, the
yeah.
face of sobriety over here. Like
You're
who are you to accuse Meredith of having an addiction problem?
you're no angel either, sweetheart.
You're literally no angel either,
Yeah.
sweetheart.
Pot kettle black.
Yeah,
Classic.
exactly. And I love how Lisa had like a rough start to the season for sure. First of all, Bronwyn had, I think the tables kind of turned. At the beginning of the season, I was like, Team Bronwyn. Bronwyn was fucking insufferable. She was like, Meredith, I think that, I heard that Seth, your husband, was in New York and he was not with you, and kind of implying that he was with a different woman. And she was like, Meredith, I feel like you are turning to maybe substances or you're spiraling because people are questioning your marriage. And it's like, you're the one questioning her marriage. Like, you literally are. Like, why are you acting like, oh, people
Yeah.
are questioning your marriage? You literally just brought up Seth potentially cheating on her. And so Bronwyn really annoyed me in the second half of the season. And then Lisa, I think, had a really good come up in the second half of the season. So it kind of they flipped for me. Like Lisa is now back to being one of my favorites. And she did a really good job of standing up for Meredith. And that is what true sisters, she had her back like a real sister.
Yeah. Like,
And I love that because they have
yeah.
had, we've watched them. If you guys remember Lisa's hot mic moment, did you see this where Lisa Barlow is in the bathroom with a hot mic, not realizing that she's mic'd up? And she goes, Meredith's such a fucking whore. She's fucked half of New York and her stupid family that poses, saying horrible things about Meredith when she
Oh,
thought she wasn't on mic. It's an iconic hot mic moment. But they seem to have put it past them. They have real history. Like they go back a long time, pre-Housewives.
yeah.
And I'm glad that they have each other's backs right now. So anyway, team Meredith and Lisa.
The way you're talking about people bringing up sobriety issues and addiction issues kind of reminds me of Tamra to Shannon, always saying, I'm worried about you. You crashed your car into a house. And then she just calls out her addiction issues without actually trying to offer assistance or help behind the scenes. It's like we see what you're doing, and this is why
Yep.
I think again we are so much smarter than this when we watch this. It's like it's clear you're not offering any sort of tough love, or you're not actually having Shannon's best interests in mind. You just
Yes.
want a moment to create good TV.
Yes. It's not coming from a place of like, don't gaslight us into thinking it's coming from a place of, I just care about you and I'm concerned. Because if you actually cared and were concerned, you would not be bringing this up on TV. And I know it's a reality show, but some things like if you are actually trying to approach someone that you genuinely think has a problem with popping pills, this is not the way to do it.
Yeah, that's a dark subject to broach. And I think when I think about people talking about addiction, when I think of Vanderpump Rules and James and Lala, I think quite honestly that was a bit more fair game just because I don't when I'm comparing it to Shannon, I don't watch Salt Lake City, but James and Lala were so debaucherous and unhinged and
Mhm.
so mean when they drank and clearly so self-destructive, whereas Shannon kind of makes these decisions off camera. She's running into houses. I just don't think it's fair game for you
Yeah.
to call out Shannon's drinking problem as much as it is to call out Lame's I said Lame's.
Lames.
Lala and James's
Lames?
Lala and James's drinking problem. Because I never forget that Watch What Happens live clip of them rapping.
Hmm.
Make my panties go drop, drop, drop. Lala goes, that is
Oh,
the
it's
reason.
tough.
She's like, that is
Ain't
probably the most
nobody got me feeling like I'm feeling
feeling
you.
you. He's like, yes, Lala. Yes.
Wait, okay, do it. Lames?
Lames?
Uh, really fast. I want to talk about just because I thought of this when I was referencing Monica Garcia's post about someone getting their stomach pumped, and she goes, "Not Whitney Rose." Have you ever seen the Not Jessica Chastain blind item?
No.
Okay, so this is a blind item that is from like 4 years ago at this point. Wow. And it is so funny. I can't believe you've never seen this. I'm just going to read
No.
it for the class. This is on Crazy Days and Nights. And I always think of it now when I think of Jessica Chastain. This A-list, mostly movie actress who is a multiple Oscar winner slash nominee literally has two, maybe three friends. If all of them are busy, our actress will literally just sit in her home and not do anything. Apparently, she just sits there and waits for someone to text or call her. She doesn't read or watch television or doom scroll. She just sits there. And then it says, not Jessica Chastain. Why do you have to like specify that it's not Jessica Chastain?
That's funny because, oh, I was going to say Crazy Days and Nights. He doesn't usually do that. That the like,
He had to make it
does he?
clear that it was not
Yeah.
Jessica Chastain because he was like, everyone's gonna think this is Jessica Chastain.
Who do you think
But
it's
now
about?
I have no idea. But now I just picture it being Jessica Chastain.
Yeah, I was like Jennifer Lawrence, but she has a lot of friends. Like Emma
I
Stone.
feel like Jennifer Lawrence is also like really like normal. Like she watches Bravo. So it's not like she would just sit there and like stare at the wall. Like this is
No, yeah.
someone who literally stares at the wall in their free time. Like who could it be? Not Jessica Chastain, not Whitney Rose. Actually,
J-
Whitney Rose with her red hair, like Jessica Chastain could play Whitney Rose in the
Yeah,
Whitney Rose biopic, which by the way, biopic. I got in trouble for saying
I
I
saw that
really
comment.
bi biopic does not sound normal to me. To me, it's
It's
biopic.
it
Maybe it's
sounds biopic. It sounds like a medical procedure. I'm getting my biopic this Monday.
yeah, it sounds like it like IMAX biopic. Like it sounds like a type of IMAX fancy movie theater. Like it doesn't sound like biopic. I don't know, you guys.
Yeah. Dumb and
Um,
Dumber here. We never claimed to.
Dumb and fucking dumber. Yeah, we never claimed to be smart. We
No.
never claimed to be smart.
No, we're self-aware enough to know our strengths
Yeah.
and weaknesses. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about our DEOs and LEOs of the week. I'm just gonna start taxes.
Yeah.
Why? Why can't they just make it easy to where you see my W-2 and you remove the taxes based on my income? Make it
Like
easy for us.
like every other country in the
Yeah.
world.
I swear to God, they do this on purpose. They want to make it confusing for you so that
Yeah.
you can't hack the system and you can't get rich quick.
I genuinely agree, especially as first-time business owners over here. This has been so confusing for us.
It's so
Hence, when we were
confusing.
talking about Christy being on the phone with the IRS, with Henry and an accountant, like this is all trying to figure out taxes because we don't know how any of this works, and they make
No.
it confusing on purpose, and it's
Yes.
so fucking annoying.
Yes, I was talking to Shannon from Fluently Forward, and she's like, I swear to God, they don't want you to run your own business, and they make it purposefully complicated
Yeah.
because they don't want you earning your own money.
They don't want us running a business that we're passionate about.
They don't. And you know what? That's infuriating.
It really is. It really is. Like, you guys, and honestly, when it comes to just individual taxes,
Also confusing.
also confusing, but doable. Like, I have used TurboTax. Like, I'm not someone who has used an accountant. Like, I feel like everyone I know these days like has an accountant that helps them. I always found TurboTax to be really simple and easy for the most part, even though they take money from you. Um, Doable. I would wait until like the night before because obviously. Would
Oh
you
my
do
God.
anything else, Christy? I would literally, it would be April 14th at
Oh my
9
God,
p.m.
Zoe,
I'd be
that's
like,
so stressful.
time to do my taxes.
Oh my God, no. That's so stressful. I and I tell Sophie this all the time. I feel like an idiot because I am a licensed CPA, but I
Yes.
don't do taxes. But regardless, I passed REG, which is the tax portion of the CPA exam. I knew it at one point, and I know nothing. The second that test was passed, wiped from my brain. And if it's hard for me to understand who is in accounting,
Yes. That's a bad sign for the rest of us. A bad
yeah,
sign. I just cannot believe how complicated. Like, we've had a couple calls with different, like, what are they called?
like tax
Bookkeepers?
professionals, yeah.
Tax professionals. And they're like, yeah, so actually you should be paying taxes quarterly and you should be doing this and that. And I'm like, I don't know any of that. Who was going to tell us this? How are we
I know.
supposed to know?
No, I know. It's so fucking confused. And not to mention, content creation is such a different space in the industry. It's only really come up in
Yeah.
the last 5, 6 years to the degree it has. And so a lot of traditional CPAs are not as familiar with content creation businesses. So when you ask them, then they're gonna have to bill you for like the couple of hours of research it'll take. So it's just like incredibly dark energy. And I feel
Yeah.
like if we were to live in the UK, it wouldn't be this confusing.
Yeah, or if we lived in like the medieval times. Like I would want to live in any other time period. Honestly. I know that sounds crazy, but it's like if all I had to do was like survive, like
No,
hunt and gather, I wouldn't have these problems.
no, I'm just dying still. It's yeah, I usually just do it the day before, no issues.
Yeah, literally.
I'm like, oh my,
No, literally. But like business taxes are so fucking hard. And also if you're an IRS person, IRS agent listening to this and you're like, "Wow, are they not like submitting their taxes? We're trying to. We're trying to figure out how this fucking works." And
yeah,
Christy was even on the phone with the IRS last week, so don't come for us. We
yeah.
have already talked to your customer service agents.
They're honestly incredible. 10 out of 10.
Okay, so my DEO this week is Christy, do you ever put like a sandwich or
Oh my God.
as
Yes.
Philadelphians call them hoagies
Hmm.
in the fridge? And I say that because my husband is from Philly. In the fridge, and the bread gets wet and
Yes.
soggy. And
Yes.
then when you try to eat it later, it's just a cold and wet sandwich and it's actually inedible. It's disgusting.
No, oh my God. I'm getting chills down
Chills.
my spine just thinking about this. I know exactly what you're talking about. There has to be a better way. There has to
I
be.
don't understand also because I now try to choose ingredients. If I know I'm only going to eat half of the sandwich or I'm getting a sandwich to save for later, which now I decided I'm done doing that. I'm
Yeah.
not going to save a sandwich for later. I'm just not going to get that extra sandwich because it never turns out. But I realize like I try to pick ingredients that aren't wet. So
Yeah.
I'm
Like
like, okay,
tomatoes.
no tomatoes this time, no pickles. Like, I just want a dry sandwich that's going to be dry later in the fridge.
Yeah.
Why is it still wet no matter what I do?
Yeah.
It's fucking disgusting. And I think about this because again, like I said, husband is from Philly, and every time we drive from Philly back to the city, we stop at Wawa, which is like you guys know on the East Coast, like really good hoagies, quote unquote, which I never called them hoagies until I started being with Henry. Really good mac and cheese. It's kind of like a glorified, don't come for me, but like a glorified gas station, but like with really good food and like a convenience store.
Great. Yeah.
And
Like
we'll
Seven
always,
Eleven in Japan,
oh my God, I
maybe.
love 7
Yeah.
Eleven. Yeah, oh my God, don't even get me started. But yeah, we will always get sandwiches for later or hoagies, whatever you want to call them, because they're so good. And we're like, yeah, let's just like put it in the fridge for later. I'm like, Henry, only dry ingredients this time. Like, please, like only dry ingredients.
Yeah.
Some people don't mind the wet, cold
Ugh.
bread, but I think it is so fucking disgusting. I actually can't eat it. I have
No.
like a phobia. Whatever the phobia of like cold, wet, soggy bread is, I have that.
I'm sure there is such a thing. You know what I have? Like my whole family has it, all of my cousins. Tryptophobia. I'm probably pronouncing it incorrectly.
Is
It's
that
the
holes?
yes, it's the fear of small clusters of holes.
Yeah.
Oh God, I thinking about it, I get like goosebumps on my arms. Ugh, oh God, like
Yeah.
oh God, gross. Okay. Moving on, so I can divert my attention out of tryptophobia and small clusters of holes. Light energy objects. I have two. One of them is in the spirit of us reading Kindles. I finished a book this week. I finished it in literally 4 nights because it was so good, such a page turner, called The Darling Girls by Sally Hepworth. And
Ooh.
it is a thriller novel. And again, in the spirit of not using our phones so often, because you and I have to be on our phone so much for this and
Hmm.
keeping up to date with current affairs, being with my Kindle at night before bed has really helped my sleep routine. And I've been able to get up more naturally when I read before bed as opposed to scrolling my phone. So if you guys need a book, any Sally Hepworth book, I recommend because this book was so good and honestly creepy. Like I would go to bed at night being creeped out, but it led to a good sleep at night. So
I am adding it to my Goodreads right now.
yeah, Sally Hepworth, The Darling Girls. The second one is honestly to our amazing team. They've really shown up and shown out as we've gone through, which is a lot
Hmm.
this month. And especially with the tour, we've had to take so many different meetings with them. And they've really just ascended and exceeded expectations. And genuinely
Yes.
feel like I wouldn't be able to do it if even one of them left. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I completely second this. Our team has been so amazing. We have so much going on right now, and just a shout out to them. Like, we couldn't do it without them.
Yeah.
And really, really, really appreciate their hard work and just collaboration. And yeah, it's going to be a very exciting but busy 2026. And again,
Yeah.
couldn't do it without them.
Yeah, so a lot of that has to do with the tour. So again, head on over to x1entertainment.com/snarkbait for tickets to see us live and in color in New York, LA, and Chicago. And you guys can follow us on Instagram at SnarkbaitPod. I'm at Christy Noel __. Sophie is at Soph _ Ross, youtube.com/at SnarkbaitPod, patreon.com/SnarkbaitPod for bonus content every Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, ad-free episodes, and some live chats for Summer House for business runners. We love you guys so
Yes.
much, and we'll see you tomorrow on Patreon or Thursday for the main feed.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.